Hi, I'm Casey Mickle. I did my final infographic document on sales communication. I am at UW South getting a business administration degree with a minor in marketing, so I thought doing a sales infographic document would be appropriate for the path I'm headed on. Here's a quick peek at my entire infograph. Obviously, it's pretty hard to read, so throughout the presentation, I'm going to kind of dive into it section by section. It starts off with my interview with Ben Ruberg, followed by a quote from Ken Hendricks, the founder of ABC Supply, and ends with Matt Brown's tips for communicating with the sales team. So I did my interview with Ben Ruberg. He's a sales representative for ABC Supply. He got a degree in marketing from the University of Minnesota Duluth. I picked Ben because I can kind of see myself going down a similar path as he did, getting a degree in marketing and ending up in sales in the cities. And throughout our interview, I also discovered that Ben and I have very similar business ethics, so I thought he made a pretty appropriate interviewee for me. On the right of my screen, you can see the section of my infographic that talks about the information I learned from Ben during our interview. Ben kind of broke up the 4 steps he takes while he's communicating with a customer while making a sale. The first thing he does is makes the phone call, which kind of helps him build a relationship and establish a connection with his customer. He learns about their personality, kind of their likes, their dislikes, their sense of humor, and just establishes that initial connection. After that, he sends them an email kind of regarding the business at hand, whether that's bids, pricing, amounts, and anything really regarding the business. After he sends them that email, he'll shoot them a text kind of regarding the email, which is actually step 3, saying something like, "Hey, I sent you an email. Let me know if you get it and if you have any questions." That text can kind of make your customer feel nice and comfortable and feel like they can contact you with any needs or concerns. Ben Ruberg's 4th step to making a sale is a face-to-face communication, and he says this is incredibly important because this is where he makes his customer remember him. Ben says that he breaks it up into 2 parts. In the first meeting, he barely conducts any business. He just kind of gets a better feel for their personality, does something that they like. For example, if they like live music, they'll go to a lunch venue that provides live music or whatnot. Or if they like hockey, he can suggest they catch a game sometime. Just kind of doing anything to make his customer remember him can really give him an advantage in the sales world. And after that first meeting, that's kind of more fun, the second meetings can kind of regard business. During my interview with Ben, he told me about Ken Hendricks, who was the founder of ABC Supply. Just a little backstory on Ken is his father was a roofing contractor, and Ken kind of worked by his side growing up. He saw how poorly his father and his father's coworkers were being treated by the supply companies. So when Ken founded his own supply company, ABC Supply, he remembered this and he made the foundation of his company on exceptional customer service. So he says that people buy from people, and he has since passed, but ABC Supply still revolves kind of around this quote. I found it appropriate to add to my infographic just because of how heavily influenced Ben's sales tactics are by this quote in the company that he works with. I also found that another reason that Ben was an appropriate interviewee just because I agree with this quote and I agree with the business ethics behind it. I wanted to include a different perspective on communication in the sales world, so I found this article by Matt Brown, who is actually the senior vice president at Lawson Products, that talks about kind of how to use communication effectively with your sales team as a manager. Mr. Brown's first suggestion is to create a plan. He connects the different areas of his business, such as human resource or production management, and pushes internal communication just to kind of form a plan and just keep one another informed. This way, your sales team's never like super thrown off guard or they are super unaware or surprised at what's going on. He also talks about how valuable face-to-face communication is from different levels of management. So once a month at Lawson Products, a senior management team member will go like on a sales ride along. This ride along kind of provides this valuable face-to-face communication from the senior manager to the sales representative and gives the sales representative just a chance for them to voice their concerns or their ideas. at Lawson Products, they host conferences and seminars annually to kind of achieve these same goals. The third suggestion he had was active listening. So during those monthly ride-alongs, just really listen to what your team member is saying, because they know more about what's going on in the business. Listen to the things that are going well, listen to the suggestions regarding improvements, and kind of come up with a solution together, because that's going to be the most efficient. Make your sales team member feel appreciated and respected. And kind of the last step that Matt talks about is how to empower your employees with the adequate technology or information or knowledge, and how to efficiently communicate with one another. Giving them this empowerment will encourage collaboration and teamwork, leading to just kind of a more efficient business overall. That kind of wraps up going through each section of my infographic. We started with Ruberg's 4 communication steps to making a sale, followed by talking a little bit about Ken Hendricks and his people buy from people quote, and then ending with Matt Brown's tips for communicating effectively with a sales team. On the bottom right corner, you can see my citations and giving credit where credit is due. And I really hope you derive something from this presentation today. Thank you.